Well, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Rachel Zegler's Hunger Games is likely to be the next big box office bomb. Of course, at the box office, at the theatre, following the Marvels. This is absolutely hilarious. Not a stretch to think that this is going to happen either, quite frankly. It's pretty understandable. We've got some metrics to run by. So we'll dive into this today. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. And give the video a like and a share. We discuss all things pop culture, movie news and movie reviews. Latest movie review was Dream Scenario. Fantastic film. Strong recommendation. And for those wondering, I have watched The Killer on Netflix. And I will be reviewing that soon as well. Great film. Strong recommendation. But anyway, let's dive into this Rachel Zegler nonsense today. This is, of course, about the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And its trajectory is not great, guys. It's not great at all. It's looking to be a pretty big box office bomb. So according to estimates, the new Hunger Games will open at the box office as the lowest of the franchise, with a similar opening to that of the Marvels, around $47 million. Now that's bad news, but it just goes to show people just aren't interested in this stuff. They are just not interested in this. Now, 47 million would be terrible for a few factors. Well, Hunger Games, which starred Jennifer Lawrence, those original films, all opened over $100 million. All of them. Even the last one, which was considered the worst. So we had 152.5 million, 158 million, 121.8, and then $102.6 million. So if this opens to $47 million, when you also have to adjust for inflation, not only inflation, ladies and gentlemen, but variable ticket pricing as well, well, holy shit, that is terrible. You don't have to be a mathematician to realise that is bad. Oh my god, is that bad? Genuinely, that's awful. So the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes also currently has the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score of the franchise, as the flick is currently rated by the critics at a rotten 59%. Now, Rotten Tomatoes is a metric which we like to use here and there, especially if we're going to compare like for like. So let's compare other Rotten Tomatoes scores of Hunger Games films. So it's a like for like comparison. So the film starring Jennifer Lawrence, released in 2012, has an 84% score. Catching Fire was a 90% score. Mockingjay Part 1, 70. And then Part 2, 70. So 59%. It's significantly bad. That's not good. It's not an insignificant metric to work with. It's pretty bad. Now, it is interesting because we say that there's a low box office. The only thing that the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes has going for it is it has a low budget, apparently, of $100 million. Now, that is interesting. That is surprising. Because when you look at the trailers and things like that, it looks actually pretty high end, which I think actually is more of a condemnation of Marvel and their over expenditure on nonsense. I mean, how are you spending over $200 million on the Marvels? You can't see it on screen. Now that $100 million of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, you can absolutely see it on screen. It looks much more expensive than it is. Now, that's me being completely objective here. I don't think it's going to be a good film. I don't like the lead actress. But I will say, looking at the trailer, it looks more expensive than $100 million. Now, that could be a symptom of the industry at large, spending money on absolute crap, and thus watering down the sort of efficacy of budgets on screen. And thus, when someone actually does pretty good expenditure, it now looks ridiculously expensive. Who knows? But it still looks more expensive than $100 million. Now, also, the low budget means it doesn't have to make that much money to break even. They've not had an extensive marketing campaign at all, which has been quite surprising. There's basically been a teaser and then one trailer. That's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. You will probably look at this with about $150 million all in. That's production budget, marketing, maybe even $30 million of marketing, because it's not been a big marketing push. So this film realistically needs to hit around the 260 to 300 mark to start breaking even. But, and although that is a low number, that $47 million opening, if it hits that, that's bad. This movie will struggle to make money. It will struggle to break even, quite frankly. But it will definitely struggle to turn a profit. Now, similar to Brie Larson and Amber Heard, hilariously, Rachel Zegler also starred in DC Shazam Fury of the Gods, which bombed. She's just starred in just bombs after bombs after bombs after bombs. Don't even know if I can say that as consecutively on YouTube. They might block the video. She also got fired from Paddington, which is said to be due to the strike, but that's not. She got fired. That conflict looks to be reshoots for Disney's Snow White, which has been pushed back a year. So, you know, it's a scheduling conflict, but now they pushed back Disney's Snow White. Maybe it is true, maybe. But she had a small part in Paddington. I can't imagine it would have taken that long. She probably still could have gone and done Snow White. But similar to Brie Larson, Amber Heard, Rachel Zegler is fast coming off as another unlikable actress due to the controversy surrounding her roles as well as her politics. It's not difficult to be well liked in Hollywood. You just have to sit down, shut up, and just do your job. That's it. That's actually all you have to do to be likable in Hollywood. So Zegler's obviously caused lots of controversy surrounding her statements about Snow White. But this is what she says about Hunger Games. She says that the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snake is the first young woman who was anti-establishment, anti-government, and really standing up for what's right in a really unconventional way without an era of sweetness. There was nothing cordial about her either. She was very rough around the edges. I mean, again, she's insane, but hey, par for the course with these Hollywood types. It's all absolute lunacy, to be perfectly honest. But what do we guys think about this? Because to me, this is hilarious. Goes to show just how bad the box office is at the moment. And it's not actually the box office is bad, it's that they're producing terrible films. And thus the box office is responding accordingly. Because we live in a capitalist society. Supply and demand. You are supplying a product which there is utterly no demand for. It's why Marvel, Disney, has single-handedly destroyed two of the biggest franchises in history. Star Wars and Marvel. Disney's destroyed them both. They're trying to supply something which doesn't have demand. And thus they've disenfranchised the individuals that generally demand, you know, the supply. Men. Because that is the largest movie-going populace, is men. So, yeah, interesting. Fun times. This will bomb. And everyone will blame men, probably, and misogyny. But actually, it'll be women, because, well, they went out and forced to watch Barbie. Why aren't they going out and forced to watch The Hunger Games? Wait, yeah. That's because, generally speaking, they don't like unlikable women either. Anyway, drop your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.